Animation. Dun, dun, dun. Episode 8. We are here. Finally. Sorry. Break. You know, things happen. Life gets in the way. Whatever. We're going to try and get back on track again. I feel like we have this conversation every couple of weeks. You guys are used to it by now. just let it be. Just let it happen. We had a beautiful, beautiful episode. Probably the best episode I've seen this entire year. I was going to say season. No, year. Unless there's any that I'm missing, which there might be. And there's like one or two others I can think that were really good. But that level, I don't know. That made me feel like that. I don't know. I don't think so. So yeah, real big round of applause for the series to be able to kind of switch the tone up as well as they kind of did, to be able to give us something as special as that. And I'm very excited for possibly more moments like that to go in the future. I am concerned of the overall, I guess, setup, I guess not setup's not the word, structure, I guess, that we're going to kind of find ourselves in, where like the sequencing of what's going to occur, where we like introduce character. Ira was the like last one that we kind of had, or we introduce like enemy type that we kind of go against. Here's like bits and pieces of like sad backstory that kind of surround them, or might intertwine itself with like another character, introduce character to kind of like group dynamic of like what we're going to be doing, move forward. Oh, here's another one, here's another sad story that we're going to kind of, you know what I mean? And it almost feels repetitive at a certain point, instead of just like, these things are weird, evil, and creepy, and let's just go like beat them up or destroy them or do whatever, you know? Like I feel like we got to get some variety in there. But I mean, it's still really early into the the series, so anything can really happen from that point. But I do get concerned a lot with a lot of series similar to this, with the overall structure maybe feeling repetitive at times. So if we can throw some variance into there, I think it would be much appreciated. But we'll have to end up seeing on that. I'd assume Ira ends up joining us and being a lot more like active within our group. I'd also be curious to see if the merger that she has with Acro Silky ended up allowing for maybe her to have similar abilities or something that can kind of come to her, that makes her of use to us and not just like this powerless like kind of just being. So I do wonder if that'll be the case as well, but I guess all of that just remains to be seen. So hopefully you guys do enjoy. If you like it all, like and subscribe to my, feel free to stick around for the discussion, leave in the comments with this episode series. Let's go on with episode 8. Welcome to the family. Is this directly after, or all these beautiful women around me? What do I do with myself?
あんたがうちを目の敵にしてんのって頭に捉え落とされたからでしょ
Do you at least understand why?
敵対する気もないし あれはやりすぎだったごめん
No, she was being a bitch. You were allowed
だから
to.
あんたもオカルをバカにしたこと謝れよそれでチャラでいいでしょ
Okay.
あなたが悪魔だと確信してるからあなたを追うのよ
After everything we just went through.
アクロバティックサラサラと戦ってる時の高倉くんまるで悪魔のようだったそれにあの人があなたのおばあ様なんだ
Right.
美人で若すぎるわ
なんだといい子じゃねえかモモは悪魔だぜ
赤倉くんもお姉様も悪魔で
There you go. You uncovered it all. You absolutely did. The big boss. World domination. You'd be gone first, kid.
私は世界の平和を守る者に選ばれたんだから可愛すぎるあまりね
I, as the cutest one, shall protect the world. It is only a cute girl's duty to do so.
頑張れよアイラモモなんかぶっ
Why are you not on our team?
応援してるてめえババコラ何ほだされてるんだよあ
高倉くんあなたは悪魔でありながら何度も私を助けてくれ
We are grateful.
なぜ
悪魔じゃねえからだよ理由はないです
He's just a good dude.
困ってる人がいたら助けるでしょ。
Oh.
そっか。あなたにはまだ人間の心が残っている。
It was at this moment
あ
she
なた
fell
は
in
綾
love.
瀬桃の手から必ず解放してあげるから。私は人間で、彼は悪魔なんだから。ダメなんだから。
Well, now she creates this entire bullshit thing in her own head. All right.
グダグダうるせえぞ。金玉戻してやるっつってんだ。
You can't just like snap your finger and let it happen.
行こうぜ。
Let's play a what?
なんであんたが歌を出してんだ。ビビってる。ヘイヘイヘイ。
ビビる。誰に言ってやがる。このわしのターボババボールを見たらよ。そんなざりごと。
I'm like almost in pain already for him. Of course. Poor guy.
ストライクバッター。たまにボールが当たった時はジャンプしろ。戻った。戻った。
Let's go. We have won.
内角高めの球だったな。次を打つ。
Respecting of the pitcher. I love it. Beautiful. It's a beautiful sport, you know? You're like 50% back. I kind of just put it in my head that both of them were like combined into one for some reason and didn't really pick up on the idea that they're separate. Huh. Do you think Ira still has it? Do you think she had both? I wonder. And now she's just being weird and she's like rubbing it out.
すいません、綾瀬さん。昼休みはレポートをやりたいので。
Oh.
そうなんだ。放課後はネットカフェ行かない？
すいません。放課後もちょっと。
Are you gonna hang out with her? And you can't bring Momo along because you know she's have a problem.
一緒に食べよう。
Not with your boyfriend today?
レポートやんだって。
えら、うちもやってもらおうかな。
Maybe I should ask him.
もしかして女の匂い？
Never. Couldn't be. Look at him.
彼に限ってそんなことないと思うんだ。
That's exactly why. Never mind. Yep.
いや、まさか。
I think it is.
ちょっと飲み物買ってくるわ。
You gotta see something you don't want.
ポンピーで。
ちょっと C 組覗いてみようかな。
She's so good at missing him that, like, it would just make sense that she finds him here, you know? Yeah. Okay. In any position, but. Why do you feel the way that you do right now? Why is your reaction the way it is? There's some meaning behind these emotions, you know? You're gonna have to face them possibly at some point.
金の玉を探してたら、きっとまたやばい化け物が出てきて戦わなきゃならなくなるん
Likely.
だ。
That's kind of how the story goes.
腕立て、腹筋、背筋、それからスクワット。100回5セットだ。
Jesus.
強くならなきゃ。もっと
I respect it. A man needs his balls so much that he has to work out. He has to put the effort in. I'm here for it.
何か用ですか？
I need you.
あなたが悪魔で、
Right.
私は人間で。
Right.
絶対ダメって分かってるのに。
悪魔ではないんですけどね。
How could you?
避けるのおかしいよ、高倉くん。
Any man would want this.
でしょ。いきなり何なんですか？
Don't you get this feeling?
時はキスしなきゃいけないんでしょ。
You didn't even.
書いてあったもん。告白イコールキスだって。男性はその告白を受ける義務がある。
I like how she puts that on. She's in her training arc.
お父さんの書斎にあったやつよ。
これ全然
I like her.
違いますから。
She's so fun.
白鳥さん、普通に男子からモテてんじゃないですか。なんで恋愛ベタみたいな感じになってんすか。
変態
Because she is.
やめてくださいよ。モテる人がこんなことしちゃダメですよ。
モテと恋愛を一緒にしないで。
Mm. That's like the exact meaning.
気持ちになったのは初めてなの。告白させてよ。
Can you do that first before you try and force things upon him? This is a hell of a takedown, damn. There's some sort of cleverness going on that brain. There's something. It's not completely empty. No. He was against it before. What makes you believe he'd be for it now? Yeah.
高倉くん、早く。
I wonder if she tries to spin it because they're like against each other. They're essentially enemies.
学ランまで脱いじゃって汗だくで。
Damn.
腕のやつ何？プレイ。
これにはいろいろ訳がありまして。
言い訳なんか聞きたくない。
No, they're actual reasons.
それは嘘つきました。
もういいわ。
いや、でもこれには訳があって。
もういいって言ってんだろ。
Aw. So he was too embarrassed to like actively train in front of her or let her know?
コンビを？
Is that really it?
地面にあげた。え？何それギャグ？なかったの？
But she didn't pay for it.
ちょっと待って。今考え中。は？
車庫のパンチスピードは時速80キロ、威力は約150キログラム。人間の大きさに置き換えると700トン。象なんか
This is a type of thing you don't usually see, I feel like, in class stuff.
どのくらいの破壊力を出せると思う？実はこれはまだ。というのも車庫は空気中では
そうかそうか。あんたも無性に何かを殴りたい時があるんだね。
今車庫に話しかけた。
こりゃ重傷だわ。
Something definitely happened.
知らないうちに強くなってたらかっこいいかなって。
Yeah, okay.
わざわざ嘘
So
を
all
つい
for
て
that. Aw.
自分でまいた種だ。綾瀬さんのことを思うなら。
In the middle of
言い訳
class,
しない
too.
で強くなれ。
And everyone's just gone? Okay.
マジで最悪。ちょっと水位上がってるし。
Ah.
オカルンとかどうなってんだろう。うちだけなのかな。
ああもうあいつのこと考えると腹立つし。なんなのこの水も。
She's gonna get mad too, because when the first time that she finds him, he's gonna be with her.
何かめっちゃ近づいてきてる。
I have a feeling it might have the second ball. Slowly creeping up shadow. Is it a snake? It's water, so probably not. Huh.
何あれ。恐竜。
Why the fuck is there a dinosaur in here? Oh, that's sick. That was cool. Oh, that's super cool. Uh-oh. I like how it moves. Like collapse along the line. I love the pacing of the build up to all of that.
この状況何なの？綾瀬桃と一緒に私をはめようとしてない？
してるわけないでしょ。こっちが聞きたいくらいですから。ただ前にも同じようなことがありました。外が真っ黒になって辺り全部壁で閉じ込められたことが。
その時はどうしたの？
その宇宙人倒したら元に戻りました。
So that means there's something here that we must
ちょっ
defeat.
と待って。 宇宙人なんているの？
You're about to learn a whole lot.
正直妖怪より立ち悪いっす。
じゃあなんで宇宙人は襲ってくるの？
いや、わかんないっす。何か人間の生殖
You don't really get their reasonings.
ですけど。
チキチータ夢ないかチキチータチキチータチ
I love this as an enemy.
夢ないかチキチータチチチキチ
You want to get stronger, so we're gonna make you box this guy.
アイラちゃん、
He's
邪魔
fun.
だからどっか行って。
アイラちゃんってまだキスもしてないのに呼ばないで。
なえるぜ。
我らギグワカ
That's so much oral. Okay, and they're back. Well,
ちょっとあなたたち彼から離れ
you're not doing anything.
私が相手になるわ。
Thank you. Thank you for the help. You're not gonna like what you're about to get.
あなたのバナナが欲しくて来たのです。欲しくて欲しくて
I just want my nuts back.
いいものだからです。
Alright, something we need.
我々の科学技術を上回る素晴らしい能力を持っています。あなたの能力が欲しいです。ぜひあなたを研究し、あなたの能力を我々に移植しましょう。
Naturally, naturally.
呪いの力ですよ。自分の能力でもなん
It literally wasn't even mine to begin with. The heavens.
では早速手術をしましょう。
I'll be of no use for you. She just awakened something? Okay, so she's gonna choose to protect her daughter. Cool. Unless it's supposed to fully be Ira here. But I feel like the combination of the two would make plenty of sense, and her being able to come out in protection of what we previously had set up. So I don't know, though. The aftermath of what has occurred in the previous episodes comes forward here. While they don't touch on it directly, we do get to see the overall, like, big thing that we were going for, which is get the ball back. So we kind of got the big stuff out of the way here, which was nice. And we get to introduce Ira a little bit more to the group, which is really good. And basically most of what was to be expected kind of comes out of this. Well, still having, of course, like the random wacky turns, the baseball occurring, having random monsters and things just kind of show up within the school, and having the alien guys come back. Like everything, is still as crazy as it can be. Goes in a direction though where you almost expected, with Ira becoming a larger part of the group, with her being able to channel powers in some sort of way, which I'm pretty sure it's probably just her taking over, actually, in a similar way to Ken kind of having his powers here. But at the same time, I guess it could be different, because in my own mind it makes a lot of sense if we have a similar situation to or not a similar situation, but just like a scenario where Ekrosuke wanted to like take over and be this motherly figure and protect and care for her in this way. So if that version of her, despite them already fusing, was still alive, it would like just kind of work in my own eyes, that she kind of comes out whenever like shit's really about to get bad and does what she can to kind of protect this person that she loves, would work. But I do believe through the fusing and everything that could occur, like there is no remains really of her outside of her own ability and stuff. But that was all kind of to be expected, and the overall falling for Okarun kind of becomes expected at a certain point too. It felt obvious from the moment she was essentially introduced that we would go down some sort of route, and she can work in a variety of different ways, whether it's a device to simply get Momo and Ken to understand their feelings a little bit more about each other, about the situation that they're in, whether it's to pull them apart a little bit more before you ultimately bring them back together, or what it is, or maybe just to kind of set her, Ira, this is on a straighter path and get her mentally cleared up a little bit. Whatever the direction that you ultimately choose is, it did feel like something that would be set up, and I don't mind it at all. It depends. Like if you alter the entirety of the story going forward into a messy, weird love triangle, yeah, then it like becomes a problem. But if you just kind of have it as like this background thing, while like a whole bunch of other main plot points and stuff can be really like set up and established, that there's no real issue or complaint, especially there on my end. So yeah, that's pretty cool. But essentially we set everything up for this battle that we're going into now, where we have to not even get the other ball back because we didn't even find it, so we just have to go against things to go against them for whatever the purpose actually ends up being. So I guess there's that. Fun times at home where he gets to see these beautiful ladies besides him and be a little bit worried, especially because there's some tension in the air between the two of them and their own feelings towards each other. So we still have Ira, who thinks that she's like this sort of demon and in control and trying to take over the world and do all this stuff. She points out all the good things too, like, how's your grandma? This is not your grandma. She's way too young and hot for that. That doesn't make any sense. You're trying to destroy the world. I see you. I get you. I like the arguing and them just not being able to like get through to each other. It's two people who are essentially not willing to even like hear the other side out, while there is no like real substance coming, especially from Ira's part here. It just like feels like somebody who's so like headstrong in their own ways, and they're just stuck in their own ways, and they won't move past it at all. I don't like this scene. I gotta be like at all, to be honest. It's like, I don't know. I had a little bit of an issue when the voice actors, when they were eating and stuff right before this, and you could hear like the muffling kind of occurring with their voice, which is like a nice touch, of course, because they're trying to be as real to the scene and everything as possible. But just like audibly to me, it just didn't feel too right. And even in this scene, I just don't like it at all, how you can't understand the characters at all, and then we have to throw subtitles and things on the screen so that you can kind of understand it. I'd rather us just have done this maybe a little bit different and not forced us into this, but it's not the worst thing. We move past that. I love how Granny's on Ira's side instead, and we get to see the feelings being developed a little bit. But no, it can't be. He's a demon. I'm not. No way. They're not allowed for that to happen. So stupid. She's so fun though. I really like her. I mean, she has a lot of problems, and her like trying to force things like upon him and everything later too. Like there's a lot of issues definitely with her, of course, that we're not going to overlook, and we're not going to act like she's like this pure innocent being in the slightest, right? There's some pure assault that's potentially occurring here. Like we gotta be careful here. But I don't know. I just can't bring myself to hate her. She's so like sweet on like one end and feeling so innocent in a way, but she doesn't on the other. It's like it's a complex feeling I almost feel here. Them playing baseball just to get the fucking nut back in is insane to me, and I love. It's so good. It's so dumb. Poor guy just having that shit go right off him. Ugh. But he is back. Almost there. Out of the big three you can have, you know, he's 66% of the way through, so there's that. I got some stuff to do later, so we're not going to be able to hang out. Oh, all right. And she gets a bad feeling. It's pretty obvious where we're headed with this, right? What his plan was going to be, who he was going to be meeting up with. But that didn't actually happen, so that did throw me for a loop, which I think is a nice diversion. She was there, so I wasn't wrong, but his own reasoning for what he's trying to do and trying to look cool when the time comes, I think is pretty sweet. How she takes like the most roundabout ways so that she can kind of like lurk around and look. I don't want to bother him, but I'm going to keep going like these other directions. Actually, I don't know if she did. This looks pretty normal to me. Maybe she didn't. Maybe I'm wrong on that. But of course, seeing it. So let's pull back and show you exactly how things set up. So his entire goal is to look cool. So I have to work out and do all these things. It's pretty dumb, but like people do it, right? I mean, I have things too. Like I do things that I don't tell or show anybody. It's one of those things you don't want to until like you have something that you're proud enough to like boast or show off to somebody. So you're going to try and do it in secret, and you're a little embarrassed by it. I think it's sweet that he is though. Until, you know, somebody shows up. I like how she like gets mad about the confession thing too, and she didn't even. She was like, "You have to kiss after confession." You didn't even do that though. You were just trying to do it before the confession. So stupid. And it's a first time, of course, for her as the person who's usually rejecting of others, you know, to be rejected in yourself. It's a crazy feeling. Her getting all this info. Like, this is cute to me. I love this. how hard she's trying to learn to figure this stuff out. It's so funny. Look at her. And now she's like, look at them going back and forth. It's just a fun sequence. I love it. Let me at least confess. But nope. And here we go. We're gonna have a trip. This is impressive because she takes him down. She's the one who initiates the trip. Like, she set this up. She's pretty smart, and she's kind of dumb, but like, she's got it going. So in midair, as she tripped him, did she pull the spin on him and forced him to be on top here? Because that's her, right? This is her. Yeah, this is her foot here. She initiates the trip. So that's all on her. So she had to do like a big, okay, I think that's what this sequence is. I think that's the show us they're spinning. Okay, gotcha. And that brings us to where we are. Nope, that's not at all what we're going to be doing. And Momo gets pissed. She doesn't want to hear about anything. And it's one of those things, no, you're not dating. No, you're not in a relationship. No, you haven't talked about any of this. So there's no boundaries that have been set either about either of your feelings towards each other or about your contact or feelings or flirtiness or whatever that you choose to do with other women, right? None of these boundaries or things have been set. So does she really have the right to get pretty angry about this? I would say no. But also you could look at it from, they're kind of enemies in a way here. So being with her while you guys are supposed to have this close relationship is a little like crossing a line. Also, her just being confused and angry here because she doesn't really know her own feelings or can't really work them through, or probably hasn't up to this point. So now having to like realize like I'm all pissed or bad about these things and not being able to like fully like confront that because she struggles to be honest with herself is a fun thing that definitely happens with everybody. I like us being in science class here and having this. I wonder if any of this defeat them with a punch. It's effective underwater. Okay. Unleashed in the air. I'm assuming something like this might have to do with the water and everything that we deal with and what we have to do. But I'm really just not going to read too far into it because the show's just a lot more fun when you let things naturally kind of occur. I love him still working out here in the middle, and then we put up like the special domain that only us can be in, only the people with power that surpasses up to a certain point, and of course the three of us being here makes plenty of sense. I love the water constantly rising. I love the different enemies and the things that we run into that appear here. Is this the fucking Loch Ness? Like, is that what this is? That's kind of crazy. I love this sequence of us going out here and panning all the way around. I thought was really cool. Really awesome. And I love when the water kind of hits this, how it lights itself up. I think is pretty cool. As she gets a little scared. What is that, a fucking dinosaur? Kind of crazy abilities that this has. And then on the same end here, on the other side, we run into the same problem where we have our own enemy that we kind of have to go against too. It's funny enough, going up against somebody who's actively trying to get stronger and work out has to go against a buff dude who boxes, right? So it's kind of funny how all of that comes together. But I'm assuming these are people who aren't just like appearing at a random and are ones who like work or on the same sort of like page or same being, I guess, in a way, as these other aliens and stuff that we're running into are. If they're not, and they're just different entities entirely, and we're just going up against them, that'd be funny. But the fact that they just like kind of sit behind them and like watch on as this stuff is happening is interesting. So instead of going for the women, which they still might, that still might be entirely the goal, we still need to get the banana. So they have other intentions primarily right now. He felt like she's kind of suppressing him, even though she can't see him. Interested to see if that is something. And they strip bro completely, trying to take his cock because they need it. But look who decides to arrive. Look who decides at the perfect time to transform and not let something happen. Awesome. It is a fun episode as always. I hope you guys enjoyed. I very much did. I'm assuming we go on up against them. I wonder if it'll be similar fashion to episode 1. And they wrap it up relatively quick, or what exactly is going to happen, but I'm assuming it's going to be a complete mess within the school that we're going to go into, and a bunch of things likely here are going to get completely ruined and destroyed, but it'll be fun, I'm assuming, for us. Hopefully you enjoyed. If you liked it, like and subscribe to my channel. Feel free to check out the videos and channel. If you comments with this video series, I'll be back for episode 9, hopefully very soon. I hope you have a great one. Peace.